Hi Cowboys, Principal Marroquin with my weekly update. Now this is going to be a big update, a little bit longer video than what we're used to doing. So students have been receiving emails regarding returning to school. So on Monday, our first group of students will return, about 400 students. On October 5th, another 200 students will join those 400 students. These students will be notified about their start date, which is why yesterday the counselors started shooting emails out to all our students so they know specifically what day they start, and if they're online, reminding them you're online for the remainder of the 9 weeks. So for our online students, nothing will change. For those starting on Monday, here's what you need to know. Now we're asking that you don't arrive earlier than 8 o'clock. We know in some situations, parents, you need to drop your students off earlier. We understand that, but we're asking to hold off as long as possible to about 8 o'clock, so that way we don't have a large group of students on the campus waiting to get inside, and so that we can limit the amount of our students gathering. Of course, if you got to drop off before 8, we totally understand, but we're asking you to wait if you can, or if students are walking or driving on their own, so please arrive about 8 o'clock, so that way we can do our best to keep our students socially distanced. Now students, when they get here, are going to report to the cafeteria. After that, and when we release from the cafeteria, they're going to report to their first period classroom. So students, you need to know who your first period teacher is. Now, when they get to the first period class, we know a lot of students don't know their schedule by heart because we haven't been on campus. So in their first period class, we will actually give all the students that are here in person a copy of their schedule. But students, you need to know who your first period teacher is. That's where you're going to go when we release from the cafeteria. From there, we'll give you a paper copy of your schedule. Now, when the students report to class, attendance will be taken. If a student is not on the roster, we're going to send these students to the auditorium where we're going to check their return dates, and we're going to be calling home. So if a student is not on the return list, they will be needing to go home. Some teachers are teaching the in-person students, and some are teaching the online students. Some students, when they report to class, they're going to be directed to a different classroom where they're going to receive their in-person instruction. For now, the students don't need to understand that. All they need to know for Monday is you're going to go first thing to your first period class, and the teachers will explain everything to our students. So students, know your first period teacher, and from there, we're going to help you out. And of course, we're going to be here to help direct our students. We know a lot of our students, especially our freshmen, have not actually been on this campus. There's a whole lot of us here that are going to help direct our students, help guide them to that first period class. And again, when they get to first period, we're going to give some more instructions so they know how their instruction is going to be taking place. Now, things to bring. Students, you need to have a mask. All students are required to have a mask. Even if you're using a face shield, you will still need a mask with that. The only time you'll be able to take off that mask is during breakfast or lunch when you're eating. Now, another thing that we're requiring all students to have is sanitizer. So all students, you need to bring your own sanitizer. Because throughout the day, I'm going to be coming on the intercom and I'm going to say something like, time to sanitize your hands. And we're all going to do that. So bring your own bottle of sanitizer. Remember, these are things we're doing to have a safe environment. Now the water fountains are turned off, so you're welcome to bring your own water bottle. Now what about technology devices? You can of course bring the ones that were issued by the school, but also your own personal devices. If you've been using those to work at home, you can bring those as well. You're gonna be able to log into our school Wi-Fi, so those personal devices, bring them, and then your teachers are gonna share with you the password to log into the school Wi-Fi. Now, also, if you're bringing your devices, we ask that you label your device. Don't forget, bring a bag, bring your backpack to hold your device. Don't leave your laptops or tablets laying around. Now, if you don't have a device, because again, we're still waiting on devices to be delivered as we're hoping they'll be here soon. But if you don't have a device, the classes have a couple of desktop computers in each, so we can help you log in with those as well. So that's what we're gonna do to help you get a device. Now, and the reason why we need your devices is because we also want to limit the amount of paper that we're handling. So our assignments are still going to be through your Google Classrooms. So bring your device that you've been working with this whole time, bring it with you, and again, we're going to help you connect to our Wi-Fi so you can still work on that. And again, and don't forget, bring your adapter to plug to charge that battery throughout the day. Our classrooms, we're equipping with extra surge protectors, so that way we have enough places to plug in your computer. Another thing, after school students, you won't be able to hang around like you used to. If you're being picked up, you do have to remain socially distanced, okay? What about our students that go to Harlandale High half day? Well, for the first 9 weeks, those students will not be going to Harlandale High. So during that time when you would travel to Harlandale High School and go to your classes there, those students are actually going to report to the library, and they're going to have their computers with them, their laptops if they have them. We have a few in the computer lab in the library if you don't have a device. And you're gonna actually log in and do your classes for Harlandale High online. So again, those are for only the students that are split the day between us and Harlandale High School. So again, real important, your computer devices you've been using at home, bring them, so that way you can do it from here. If you don't have a device at all, we have a couple of computers in every classroom that we can have you log in. But of course, the best option until we get our computers for all our students is if you do have ability to bring one, bring it, please. Now, very, very important, students. For those students that are coming in person, if you will be on campus, you are agreeing to follow all of our safety procedures. Failure to follow these safety procedures will result in discipline consequences. We will not tolerate any refusal to follow our safety procedures, as we all need to work together to make sure we're providing as safe an environment as we can for our students, the staff, and our families at home. Students, things will be different. Things will not be like the way they were before in regards to how we would interact with each other. Things will be different. But until COVID is completely under control, this is how school will be. Again, I've said several times, we need to adapt. I know the majority of our students want to return to campus, and I know our teachers are looking forward to seeing you in person. But if this is gonna work, we all have to work together. We have to adapt, and we always have to think safety first. So remember, the reason why we have these procedures are in place is so that we can return to school. Thank you. And as always, Cowboys, let's ride.